Hi, fellow traders. I hope you had a great TGIMMM. Thank God it's Money Making Monday. It's what I look forward to every week. I remember there was a time where I, I didn't look forward to Mondays. I hated to go to sleep on Sunday night because I knew when I woke up it would be Monday morning. And I would have what they call a case of the Mondays. But now, don't even have it. And you guys can get to that too. If you don't already have it. Most of you probably already have it. Now, the message I have for you today, real quick message. Nothing is permanent except change. You know, things that we think are permanent, you know, people start off life in debt. They think they're going to always be in debt as long as they live. Even that changes. Your debt changes. You know, I went through when my son was born. He was born premature. He was in the hospital for over 3 months in the NICU. And, you know, came home with a monitor and oxygen and all of this stuff. And when it was all said and done, I was looking at over $1 million in medical bills. Well, you know, working through the insurance and some of the programs they had to help children that were born like him, I got it down to $177,000, but that was more than my house was worth. And I've only been in my house 5 years and I had a mortgage on it. So, unfortunately, it was during that time where people were giving out mortgages on a mound of dirt. And I was able to get another mortgage on my house for $177,000 to pay off all of these bills that they gave me on a house that had no equity in it, which was crazy, and that was worth less than what the loan they gave me. So yeah, a predatory loan. Now, you would think I would be in permanent debt, permanent disarray, you know, but I wasn't. I did what I had to do. It wasn't easy, you know, going before a judge and saying, look, I can't pay all my bills. You know, I couldn't blame it on the people who gave me a loan that shouldn't have. It's my responsibility. You know, so I had to do it. I went through all of that. And I came out of it. It wasn't permanent. I don't care how many bad things you go through in life, the change is always going to be there. Now, it could be changed for the worst, or it could be changed for the better. I could have ignored the problem. I could have pretended that it didn't exist. And the change I had could have been an eviction notice. Could have been a foreclosure sign. And we would have been homeless. But I made that change positive. Did what I had to do. Got back on track. And I learned from it. And I know I'll never get to that point again. I'll never go back to that point again. You know, I don't care. You know, people, you know, some people don't like Donald Trump. Some people do. Some people don't agree with his politics. Some people do. But I look at that guy, you know, he went bankrupt 4 times. And look, he's the president of the United States. So nobody's condition is permanent. When we're trading, if we're losing every day, if we can't get a green week together, if we can't get a green month, if we can't get a green quarter, that doesn't have to be permanent. It doesn't. That can change. But you have to make that positive change. You have to make sure that change is positive and not negative. So you're not going to permanently lose, because either you're going to quit and you won't lose anymore, or you're going to do what it takes to get better, and you're going to start winning, and you're going to start making money. It's the decision that you make. It's the choice that you make as to what you're going to do. What I like to do, what really motivates me, is being able to help traders, help my clients make that positive change. Make the change for the green. Leave the red in the past. And that's what we try to do every day. That's what I try to do every day. It's up to you. You just have to invest in yourself. And it's not so much the money investment. That's not the equity I'm talking about. I'm talking about the sweat equity. It's the grind that you have to put in every day so that you can get to that next level. That's what it's all about. So I talked enough. Let's get to my trade recap. Okay, the first stock I traded was KORS, and my system, the average Joe way, if you want to call it that, well, that's what I call it anyway, is I try to find that one stock that can pay me all day, that will keep me from having to go to this stock, chase this, chase that. I do have a couple of scans. I had a reversal scan. I have the RSI extreme scan. I don't want to use those if I don't have to. If I have one stock that I can lock in on and trade it and get the rhythm and get the feel and trade it, that's what I'm going to do. KORS I felt was going to be this stock today, but it kind of fooled me a little bit, not so much, but I did get the solid first move here. And I got in, oh shoot, I cut off the entry. So I got in at 300 shares here. I got out half at 53. I covered half. Yeah, I guess they broke it into two orders. Covered half here. Then I covered another quarter of it at 53.25 because we had a level here. And I wasn't sure if we were going to get stuck here and it turned around or if it was going to keep going. So I did leave a little bit on. I waited at 54. I was like, I want to take some at this whole dollar mark. So I took 25 off at 54. Now, you got to understand, I got in a little over 52.50. So me taking 25 shares at 54 was not a bad thing. I was just kind of scaling out. This taking 25 shares here did not eat up all my commission costs because I was in the trade. Now, if I was only up 1 point, no, I wouldn't take 25 shares. I'm up 2 points, yeah, I'm gonna take it. Why not? So I was setting the last 50 shares for 55. And I honestly thought I put the limit order in for 55. I honestly thought I did that. And was shocked when we were watching this and my order went off at 54.39 for the last 50 shares. And I mean, yeah, I wanted to say, what are they doing to me and all this? Thankfully, one of the members took a screenshot of their trades. And a lot of members do that. They take a screenshot of my trade, so they can go back later and kind of match it up. And they took a screenshot of it. And sure enough, my order was for 54.39. I don't know how that happened. I thought I put in 55. But sure enough, the order I put in was 54.39, and it did fill early. So I missed this move up here. This was the plan, that I run it up here, and I was saying, it would get to 55, and I would short it. for the reversal back down to either the 9 or the VWAP, whichever one came first. And I didn't get the entry I wanted, so I didn't short it. Even though I could have chased this and made money on this short, I didn't. I waited for it to pull back, give me a bounce. Now, this thing really fooled me for a minute here, because we put in this candle. This one was a little iffy, so I actually waited for this candle to close. And once I got a higher high, I got in, and the darn thing sold off. As soon as I got in, it sold off. But then it caught back, and because I thought it was going to stop me out for a minute. But it came back. I was able to get my first cover here. Up through, but I only bought 200 shares this time. No, that was the good thing. I only bought 200 shares this time. So it was, this, and let's see, I sold some here. No, this is where I bought. At 54.12. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out. I can't see the green arrows. That's what's killing me. Okay, this is where I got stopped out. Okay, I bought 200 shares here at 54.12. I got stopped out here at 53.86 because I was looking for it to recover here. I'm sorry. I bought here. I sold some here and took the rest off here at break even. Then I got in here and ended up stopping out. Then I turned around and got back in and covered some here. And I just let it run on up, and I covered some here. Covered the rest here. And I waited for it to pull back. And I thought, oh man, this is going to be a short. We're going to fade this into the end of the day. I got in, and as soon as I got in, realized that it faked me out. It did pull back a little bit for me. Somehow, I guess I was rushing and I didn't get the whole chart. But this did pull back a little bit, and I was able to get out of it for practically scratch. But all in all, still, decent. Now, this is before commissions. 313.63. But not a bad trade. I don't know how many tickets on this. 20? Yeah, 20 tickets all together on this. But overall, 203.08, because the next trade we're going to look at, I got stopped out on. And I made a very critical, error on this. One that's real easy to make. When you're starting to feel good about yourself, and you're, especially when you nail a trade like this, and you start to feel good about yourself, then that's when you kind of get a little bit out of whack. So that was KORS QCOM. Now, this was a good trade. This was a good look. Yeah, I could have gotten in on the rejection of the VWAP here, because we did go through it. No, we never lost it. We went through it here. We came back and tested it, and then it was giving it up. So my entry should have been here. But I was, working the other trade, so I didn't catch it in time. So I said, I'll wait, and I'll get it below this level here, the 63.70. Because if I gotten in up here, I'd have been able to take some off here, take profit, and this would have been a solid trade. Well, the mistake I made here was I went in too heavy. I went in with 300 shares. For me, only being able to have a $100 max loss, if I go in with 300 shares, I can only get this 30 cents. And that's not enough. You could look at these candles, average these 4 candles, and you got a little over 50, 60 cent, move average. So no way I should have gone in with this. I could have gone in with 200 shares and given it 50 cents, and I'd have been fine with this. But didn't do it. I went in too heavy, and this is what happens. And I don't regret it because I stuck to my plan. I had discipline, and I stuck to my stop. This is what makes me feel good and not feel so bad about missing the big move. And I understood almost immediately what I did wrong. I even mentioned it in chat before I even got stopped out, that I went in too heavy. And I realized it. And this can happen when you nail a good trade. I had nailed a couple of good trades. I was sitting pretty, and I jumped in this, got stopped out. Then I turned around and went back for that third trade on KORS and got stopped out. But this was just me going in with too much size. That's pretty much all it was. Me going in with too much size, not being able to give it the room it needed. And as you can see, the move worked. This was my first target. 6250 was going to be my second target. And this was going to be my final target, because you had this level and you had the red to green line here. This should have been the floor, but never did make it down there. I never did get back in it. I was just watching it after that. But these are the trades that I like. I can get into this rhythm. I don't like trading these quick, fast hit moves, because what it does, if you're learning and just getting started, it gives you a false sense of confidence. And you may nail a trade. Matter of fact, this DCIX, this is a 5-minute chart. Look how volatile these first 15 minutes were. Now, can you imagine somebody getting in at 17 and holding 500 shares up to 22? Because this thing made a monster move very quickly. Okay? They see the pullback, they get in it again off of VWAP, another 500 shares, another 5 points. You see where I'm getting at? Somebody who really doesn't know or understand what they're doing could have made a ton of money in this stock. A ton of money. But over the next couple of weeks, they would give it all back and then some, because you're not going to see this move happen anymore. You're not going to see it. And they're going to be looking for it. They're going to think it comes at least once or twice a week, and it doesn't. And if it does, you have to make sure you're on the right side of it, and you haven't developed any skill. Okay, granted, this looks like a beautiful flag here. But not much of a move over, the high here. You would kind of have to ignore these candles. I would get it over the break of this, and then that would give you a good move. But if you don't know this and you just throwing darts, these are the kind of moves that were happening left and right when I first started trading. They were happening left and right. I could close my eyes and get in and make money. But it's not like that. It may not ever be like that again. It may be few and far between that we see moves like this. Now here it is on the 1 minute chart. Look at it on the 1 minute chart. Now, if you were playing, let's say you were trading the gap and go, which you're gonna get in once it breaks the pre-market high. So once it got over this, you're gonna get in, right? 17, all the way up to 24. Look at that move. Here's the first candle. Here's the first pullback. You're gonna get back in again. And like I said, this gives you false confidence because these do not happen every day. And being a new trader, you will not be able to sit on your hands every day and wait for the next one. So you can make a couple $1,000s today, sit on your hands for a month trying to find the next one of these. The thing is, there's nothing that's going to indicate to you that this stock is going to do this. Nothing. So you have to trade. You have to learn the strategies that's going to help you learn how to read price action, be able to get the rhythm of a stock. You got to do that slow first. If you can't do it slow, there's no way you're going to be able to do it fast. So you start off slow, get to know and understand how to make this work, how stocks move, how to recognize when something like this is happening, and how not to get caught, how not to buy it here and get caught in this big gap down. I know this was it was halted, I believe, but you know, a new trader, you're going to need months and months and months of experience before you start doing something like that. All right, so last thing, guys, I had to make a change to the calendar, so you can go on the website and see it. I had us going through Thanksgiving. That's not going to happen. We're not going to have a class on Thanksgiving Day. If we're leaving town early on Wednesday, I'll let you know. But right now, that's not the plan. So I'll be here for that webinar. Friday, Black Friday, I do not trade. I will open the room up, but I will not be trading on Black Friday. But this is a change in the schedule. And we are starting the new day trading the average Joe weight class on Tuesday. We have our regular weekly educational webinar on Wednesday. And we start the new swing trading the average Joe weight class on Thursday. So everybody will have access to it. It's going to be right there in chat. So if you're a member of the community, you take all of these classes. So don't worry about trying to find a special login or anything. When you log in the chat, you get these classes. It's just as simple as that. So if you want to join us, you can still sign up. Just hop on over to the website. If all you have to do is subscribe to the community, you get to take all the classes that I offer. All right, guys. So have a great night, a great evening, great rest of the day, wherever you are in this world, or a great morning. And we'll get back at it tomorrow. See if we can, nail another good day here. All right, so we'll see you guys in the morning.